Hi, this is Congressman Luetkemeyer. Thanks for joining us with another edition of Blaine Buzz. This week we'll talk a little bit about a couple of things that went on in one of my committees this week. I now serve on financial services, and one of the topics that we talked about this week was the Fed's monetary policy and how it affects jobs and job creation in our country. And quite frankly, a lot of folks think that all of the Fed does is just sort of tinker with the interest rate a little bit, but one of their missions is also to try and help the unemployment situation, to manage our unemployment number. And because of this dual mission, sometimes one is at opposite odds of the other. And it's kind of interesting to listen to them try and balance this thing, and I personally don't think that they need to be messing around with unemployment. I think you tinker around with the interest rate, that's enough. And even at that, in my view, if you look at what they've done over the last couple of years, if they could impact our economy as much as many people think, we number one either wouldn't have the bubble that we had, or we wouldn't have had the recession that we had. Instead, we had both, and they're in the middle trying to tinker around with this and haven't been effective at either minimizing or maximizing the problem either way. So I'm not sure that, in my view, that they really have as much effect as they think they do, or a lot of people think they do. But be that as it may, the subject of the hearing was about their ability to do that. And quite frankly, I think part of the problem that we have is that they also have a regulatory, it's not just the monetary policy and how they tinker around the edges, but also it's the overall regulatory policy that they get involved in. And it's this regulatory policy sometimes as a boot on the neck of a lot of the financial institutions and the whole system as a whole. So again, it goes back to the administration's continued regulatory onslaught, I think, with regards to what's going on in our economy today. The administration continues to think that the more government involvement, the more government regulation, the more they can control things, and the better off we're going to be. And over the past 230 plus years, we've found that the less government we have, the better off we are. So I think that the hearing was a good one. It was interesting from that standpoint. All the economists that we had on the panel were agreeing with basically my position that the monetary policy needs to be minimal at best. Let the free market do its job, and the balance will come with the supply and demand of the system and the other factors that are involved in that. So those hearings are on the internet. If you'd like to see them, you probably can pull it back up if you're interested in looking at it. But in the meantime, stay warm. I know we've had some really difficult weather in Missouri, and DC here is not much better. But again, thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.